Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you low quality content you deserve. And today I'll be going over an agent combo. So, they announced all the new agents, and when I first read them, I actually wasn't crazy for them. I thought they were they had decent effects, but they weren't super crazy. But after playtesting the deck with all its new support cards and all the generic fairy support we've been getting, yeah, this deck is super wombo combo now. I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into this. So let's start off. We need Agent and a hand. So we will go ahead and summon our balls. Just plop them right on the table right here. I do want this one to be in attack position, though. So anyways, we're going to link these two balls into a very lovely lady. We will discard a card for Condemned Dark Lord, which can search or send any Dark Lord monster. We are going to search Asmodeus. And now, we will link the Dark Lord and Venus to summon Parshath Link. Now, Parshath Link, if you don't know what it does, it has two very relevant effects. We will be using both. It can discard a card to search any card that lists Sanctuary in the Sky in its text. But if we already control Sanctuary in the Sky, it can also search any fairy monster. So that's really powerful. But its other effect is, if a fairy monster you control is sent to the graveyard, you can banish a fairy from your graveyard to special summon a monster with a level higher than the banished fairy. So we are going to use the second effect here. We will link this away into any Link 1 that can eat away a normal monster, like Link Spider or M-Duck. Now Parshath will trigger. We will banish a Shine Ball to special summon Asmodeus. So we just straight up ignored his summoning conditions of not being able to be summoned from the deck or graveyard, because we summoned him from the hand. Now we will activate Asmodeus to send any fairy from our deck to the graveyard. We will send Eva. Eva will activate to banish 2 light fairies from our graveyard, to add 2 level 2 or lower light fairies with different names from our deck to our hand. We will add Neptune. And we will add, this card can be Mandrake, Wadapon, or Lilybell, because they all accomplish the same thing in these exact scenarios. But I like Mandrake more just because it can still summon itself if you draw it. So it can be used in more than just this combo. It can be used with the Dark Lord itself or Jupiter, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, so now that we've got this, we're going to discard Neptune to special summon Venus from our graveyard. Then we are going to activate Parshath, discard this, and we have one of 2 options. I will set them over here for now, and we will talk about them later. Now, the Mandrake, when it's sent from the hand to the graveyard, can special summon itself, but it will be banished when it leaves the field. Now we will link these 2 fairies into Moon. Moon, when it is link summoned, we can send any Sanctuary card from our deck to the graveyard, and we will send Majesty Hyperion. Now we will link these 3 into a link 4, which is Apollosa. 3 materials. So now we've got a pretty good thing going on here. So we can banish Neptune to special summon Majesty from our graveyard. Neptune will then trigger to search Sanctuary in the Sky, and we can go ahead and activate Sanctuary in the Sky, and we can overlay these 2. In this specific combo, we could go Zombie Stein, but you can also go number 38. I always like having, anytime I can make a rank 8 and have Apollosa on board, I usually go 38 because this guy, whenever the negations on Apollosa run low, Hope Harbinger can just eat one of the attacks instead. But in this situation, this could also be Zombie Stein because you use 2 darks, and Zombie Stein can negate more cards than 38 can, whereas Zombie Stein can negate any card. Hope Harbinger can only negate spells. But the attack blocking is what's more important. But anyways, so this is pretty good. We got 3 Material Apollosa, Hope Harbinger, but that wasn't even the interesting part we got in this combo. What is interesting is what we searched with Parshath. We had 2 options. If you just have nothing else going on in your hand, you will search Divine Punishment, and it's an Infernity Barrier while you control Sanctuary in the Sky. So there we go, 5 negates on board. But then there's this card. This one is way more interesting. If you control Sanctuary in the Sky, you can discard 1 light monster from your hand to the graveyard, and you have 2 choices to activate. You can send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard, or you can look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So if any of the 3 random cards in your hand are just a light monster, you get to resolve Confiscation, which is way more powerful than an Infernity Barrier. Because now, when you activate Confiscation, discard your whatever, what's going to happen is now you know what to save your negates for. You don't just have to think about what you need to negate, because you can just hit the most important card out of their hand, and the rest of their hand you know what to negate on. Which, when you have so much more in hand, like, there wasn't even Jupiter involved. There wasn't even, like, we didn't even get to use any of the synchros right here. It just Venus. Literally, this was just Venus. And if we had, like, any more extenders, like, there's just so much that could happen here. And I didn't even mention your graveyard has a bunch of fairies in it. So you can just top deck a whole bunch of stuff. You can, like, let's say one of these was Eva. You can discard it with this, banish 2 light fairies, and search orange light, and then, like, another Neptune. Like, this is pretty crazy. The fact that you get to search either of these 2 is just absolutely powerful. And if you draw one of these, or, like, you don't need the other one, the Parshath at that point could just search any fairy in the game, like, you know, Arc Lord Christia, like, the orange light, just all kinds of crazy things. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be working on more combos with this, because there was a idea earlier where you could put 2 World Chalice monsters in here with the M-Duck, where you searched Mandrake here. You could instead search Lee. This will give the Lee another normal summon. You can then search the level 1, and if you just keep like a Shine Ball mix, like if you keep a Shine Ball in the grave, you're able to, like, use the, you effectively get a few more materials. But it's really tricky because if you don't keep Venus in grave, which would require this, you won't be able to use Neptune at, like, almost any point, which is super, super important to search Sanctuary. So, hard to tell. There's still a lot more testing I want to do with this deck. I also want to eliminate as many bricks from the deck as possible, but it's quite difficult because this deck has no bricks in it when it plays 3 Shine Ball. And what I mean by that is, in its most, like, bare bones necessity builds of, like, agents is still playing bricks in it. Like, that's just the design of the deck. It has a lot of dead ends to it, and you can draw multiple dead ends and just not have a playable hand. So I really want to try to see if I can fix that. Maybe just throw a bunch of fairies in here until you find a way to just always get to Venus. We'll see. But that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I got nothing else to say. This is actually pretty solid support. It's better. I guess it's, like, kind of cool that even if this deck just doesn't get anywhere, it's cool that it's, like, very powerful now, because agents before any of the support were a very dead end worthless archetype. But all these cards really help it push through and show some really powerful combos. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. And remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.